about is how cash discounting relates to our products. Because how many of you guys are going to run out of here and try to sell cash discounting right away? All of you probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you were told that cash discounting is only available on the Deja Vu line of terminals, correct? Okay. That's true as of today. That won't be true in 2 weeks. So I want to cover this with you now because we have an opportunity to talk about it. So cash discounting, as it's currently available, is only available on Deja Vu, and that's true for most of the market. Most companies are either using Deja Vu or VX510s, or 520s, which are the Verifone lines for cash discounting, okay? In a couple weeks, the first thing we're going to release is cash discounting that's available on the point terminal. So Mandy went through the point terminal with you. It's the coolest terminal that we got, in my opinion. It's got a great rental program. You charge $49 bucks, you make $500. $59, you can make $650, or if you lease it, you'll make much more than that. But basically, how it works is there's an app called Cash Discount LLC on the terminal. All you have to do is instruct the merchant to buy the app and set the service fee as you instruct. Okay? So they're going to actually have to purchase the application. It's $10. So when they get the terminal, it's going to be an icon on there. They're going to have to push the icon and buy the app. Once they buy the app, they get to set the fee. They have to set the fee that matches what you're charging them, or they're going to get billed. Yeah. So how it works, like DTI, we set the terminal up to do the service fee. The difference is on this, they actually buy the app, set the service fee. We just set the pricing up on the backside. Okay? That's going to be $10. Okay? The merchant has to purchase.
Monthly?
No, it's monthly.
Monthly?
Yeah, it's an app. So it's just like you buy on your phone. Just the first one or two you sell when it's released, there's going to be details on it. But the first one or two you sell, I recommend, even though I hate telling people to install their own equipment, I recommend doing at least one on your own so that you know how to tell the merchant to do it. It might even be a good idea to, have them ship the terminal to your house and play with it before you take it to the merchant.
Yeah. That point can be leased either by the month or, it can be leased or rented.
Leased or rented. Okay? So, and then as far as all apps on Cat, because there's going to be apps that pop up on that thing every week, month, year, whatever. Just make sure when you're selling point, it's very important, if you're going to sell all the bells and whistles on it, make sure they're aware we don't support the apps. It's just like your phone, right? We're like Apple. We'll get you whatever functions the phone are, and we'll support the phone functions.
The app is through that company.
The app is through the app company, for obvious reasons. You see, we got 60 employees. We don't have 600, so we can't have somebody that takes care of every single app that's on there. Just keep that in mind. But here's the big benefit. So right now, when you write a cash discounting deal, you pay $8.95 a month. You pay 20 basis points and 6 cents. Okay, that's not really a big deal in cash discounting world, right? Because you're making so much revenue. But this is what it costs to do it through the proprietary software and through DTI. When we start doing this goes to because we're going to write them on your Vantiv app. So it does two things for you. When you sell it on point, you now only have back to one application, the Vantiv World Payout, and it takes your schedule from 6 cents to 3, 20 basis points to 0, and $8.95 to $2.
Holy, I don't think I'm going to sell anymore.
Right. So people who know what that means, it means a lot of revenue. So it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to be out in a week.
Oh my God.
Maybe a week and a half. It's actually, to be honest with you, it's on the terminals when they ship now, but the app is not active. It's not live yet, so it will be though. And here's the other thing. We have exclusive rights to that app for 6 months.
Nobody else gets it?
No, there's other ones out there, but they're 30, like, not Ethor.
They're bigger than ours.
They're 40 bucks. Yeah, they're 40 bucks. There's one other one's 40 bucks. So, and then we can sell that one, but 40 bucks. So yeah, right.
So on the point, it'll work the same, either $3.99 or $3.75.
Yeah,
And
basically.
you can do the technology fee of $49.99.
No, you don't need any tech fee, none of that. It's different, it's totally different.
On the point.
Yeah, so it's just like selling regular credit card processing, except when you write the app, you're gonna go, if you look on the top of the rates page on your app, on page 3, you're gonna check flat rate, which I don't even need to write this down, I don't want it. You're gonna check the flat rate box in page 3, very top.
Flat rate.
No.
What happens if you have your?
Okay, so you got up there, you check interchange plus typically, or interchange plus is your normal setup. You're gonna do flat rate when you do the cash discounting app, and then you're gonna write them. And I'm gonna send this grid out, so Mandy will release, I'll get it put together, Mandy will release it. But if you're gonna put the merchant and tell them to set it at $3.99, you're actually gonna write the flat rate.
$3.99 or $3.84.
And then if you're gonna do it at $3.75, so basically what happens is you're gonna write, I think it's 3.34, it might be 3.36, I gotta look at it, but this is what you tell the merchant to set it at. This is what you actually write on your application. And we'll fix it. The first few, if it gets screwed up.
How do you know?
So you're doing that as far as base, mid, non?
No.
Nope,
No.
it's just a flat rate. One, you just write it in base. So you check flat rate, you write it in the base.
Oh, just one on the base?
Yeah.
You don't have to write all three?
You have to write all 3, no. Because if you did, they'd get charged actually.
3 times.
Oh, I see. So in other words, if you want to do it for 3.75, you'd actually really do it for 3.6 on,
Yep. So this is what you tell the merchant to set the app when they purchase it. This is what you're actually gonna bill them.
And that's the difference in between minusing the rate versus adding the rate, correct?
Correct. So, and I don't wanna get too deep in the weeds.
So when you write that on the DTI application, you can't write in 3.61. You would have, if you did 3.75, you would have to write in 3.75.
Yeah, because on DTI, we do the back end. On this, we're getting the same effect by changing the number. The reason, here's the reason why, okay? You have to think of it this way. So the way we do it at the way DTI does it, and this is why it's so special, what they have, is let's say we have a 4% service fee on $100. The merchant takes in $104. The batch says 100. And what we do is at the point of settlement, before it actually goes through, we take $100 and put it in the merchant's bank account. We take $4 and put it in an escrow account, and then we split up the authorizations, the transaction fees, and the interchange, and what we pay the rep. The way this works is like this. They're gonna settle for, well, they're gonna do a settlement for $104. $104 is gonna go in the bank account and come out of the bank account the same day or within 24 hours. It's a daily discount. We're pulling it out. The effect's the same to the merchant. But what's happening on the back end is totally different. But here's the problem. If we set it, because it's after the settlement, if we set it at $3.99, we would be charging $3.99 on 104,
Right.
not on 100. Okay? So it would actually create a big problem. So instead, what $3.99 is of 104 is actually $3.84. don't worry if you don't understand it, we'll take care of it. But that's why you have to do it that way.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
when the terminal ships, it's gonna have,
The app will be
App will
on
be on it.
the app will be on it, but they'll actually have to click on the app, input their credit card data information, because they're gonna get billed a credit card monthly for the app. If the merchant messes with the app and doesn't do what you tell them to do, we're still gonna bill them the number that we told them. So just make sure they know that, so that, because I know what's gonna happen. This is my biggest fear with these apps. You're gonna get the merchant who's gonna go in there and go, oh, I don't have to charge my cut, I could charge them 0.5%. Yeah, you could, but we're gonna bill you 4. So and then they get a big bill at the end of the month and they're gonna be pissed at us. Well, it's their fault. But it's very important when you sell it to make sure you
they
instruct
know
them.
how it works so that they don't mess with it.
That's right. I wouldn't get that far in the weeds. I would just tell them, look, in order for this to work, you have to set it at this number.
That's it, set it and forget it.
Yep, set it.
Is that
Don't touch
something
it.
you would do while you're there with them?
What's that?
Is that something that you could do while you're there with them, download this app and set?
If you install them yourself, yeah, absolutely. That's why I said the first 1 or 2, you probably want to do it yourself. After that, what we'll do, and this will probably be a couple more weeks down the road, is we'll have our training department flag. We'll have those accounts flagged, so when they do the install, they walk them through purchasing the apps. So that,
So
because we don't want you guys doing this.
No, because if you're in, say, Daytona today, you're in Orlando tomorrow, and that, who wants to do that kind of traveling?
Well, and you become a cabling guy, and you run shit through the ceiling, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why
I
you
hate
have a son that,
I almost got a son that will do that, so, yeah, I let us do it. But, so that's cool. The other thing we have,
Before you get off that,
yes,
I know on the old machines, you can do a password block. On that, can you actually, are you gonna be able to do a password block so somebody cannot go back and change that? So in other words, if you got a disk.
no, because they own the app.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Because you know what I'm thinking. You got a pissed off employee fix to leave, I'm gonna go and change the app and leave.
Yeah, but what are the odds of them knowing how that's gonna affect it?
or
Unless they were
passwords, or, you know.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it can happen. There's no question about it. That's the, you know. But it doesn't fix the problem for the merchant, but
Okay.
it's definitely not our fault if that happens, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you have it on point. The next thing is Mint, okay? We already have Mint. See the thing that's got the blue thing hanging over it in the back? Which
Yeah.
blue thing that is? That's the Mint terminal. All that is, that's a POS system. That is a full-blown, fully integrated POS system that does cash discounting. Okay, so that means for your restaurants, table service restaurants, full bar and restaurants, that solution, if it's not available today, it will be in a week.
Oh, Mint, M-I-N-T?
M-Y-N-T, I'm sorry. That is called Mint POS. Your cost is right around $1,000 per unit, and it's leasable. Okay, so it's $1,000 for printer, cash drawer, and barcode scanner.
That's cheap.
That is
It's
cheap.
cheaper than the NCR Silver was.
Well, and it makes it real cheap because it does cash discounting, so you're eliminating a credit card bill.
Yeah.
So that's the awesome part about it.
So is that already,
For a restaurant paying close to
What's that?
54%,
is that already in effect doing cash discount?
it will be within a week.
It is,
Or is it
yes.
2 more weeks?
We already have like 4 of them placed. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, I don't think the pricing is.
Does that take an app also?
That is not taken out. That actually has DTI embedded in it.
Oh, well, okay.
But that's like for, like if you go to Applebee's and they have those on the table,
No, that's not on the table.
no?
No, that's
They might
customized
dig on the
software
table.
for that. But that is great for your
Take-
restaurant, bar, pizza place, any place that wants a full, because that's got full-blown restaurant software in it. So table service, pictures of the food, the whole, you know, like micros, log, you know, whatever, touch, same thing. Okay? There's also a service fee attached to that, which I believe is $49 a unit. first unit, because every additional unit goes down by $10, I said.
Service?
Per month?
Per month, yeah, it's a POS software, that's where the POS makes their money.
Are the details of that unit in our book?
Training?
No, but it will be on the portal as soon as it's released.
Okay.
Training.
The training on it,
Yes.
you can schedule webinars with them, which will also be on there. So what they'll do is they'll set up, if you want a demo, they'll do an individual demo where you can be live screen share with them.
What's the lease cap on that?
I think it's 100, I think it's the same as Clover. Okay, don't quote me on that, but I'm kind of giving you a peek behind the curtains because it's coming out in weeks, not months. Like we have a bunch of these placed already, and we have 4 or 5 of these placed already. So they're
actually working.
actually working, and we have them in merchants yet. And all their people we have another. Well, point, we're the only one who has them in merchants, but they actually have placed about 1,000 of these already across the country. But we like to test them ourselves before we give them to you guys. And then, lastly, you're gonna see this come out. This might be a month or so. But Transact's Gateway and Mobile. So,
Is that gonna have cash discounting too?
yes.
Yeah.
These are all the cash discounting products that we're gonna release within the next 4 weeks or so. So you're gonna have the Transact's Gateway and Mobile. What that is obviously a gateway, which did Mandy get into a lot of gateway stuff?
No.
She talked a little bit about the,
And
What gateways we have left and
um,
Okay.
we're still using.
she did talk about it, but she didn't go into too much detail on it.
Okay, I'm not gonna get specific with Transacts, I'll speak gateway general speak, but Transacts, as far as it's related to cash discounting, will have the ability to cash discount on reoccurring billing websites, as well as a mobile solution, so a mobile swiper like Square, that has
Now,
cash
is that gonna be
discount.
like Swipe Simple is now, same kind of setup?
Yeah, it'll be like I think it's a Bluetooth device, same type of thing they use.
But it will be able to do gateway when it comes to e-commerce?
Yup,
Sweet.
and reoccurring bill.
How about, I wasn't able to ask Mandy yesterday when she went over the gateway, but the last gateway I sold a lot of, I used showing the customer how to email the receipts.
Yep.
Using, what's it called when you create the push button and email it? That button creator, what are those called? I forget
I
the
don't
name.
know.
But
I know what you're talking
does,
about.
does the gateway that we have the same ability?
Yes, you can
Okay.
create invoicing through the gateway. Absolutely. We have a button, she showed you NMI, we actually have 5 or 6 gateways. And let me explain what a gateway, I'll get into gateways in a second.
Hey, it's Rich Norton here with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I have some awesome, exciting news. Many of you have watched our shows on RMS Sales Training and Inspiration on American Hearts Radio, and we have fantastic opportunities. We have many people reaching out to us through email. Many of you have friends and people that you share this opportunity with. So yes, we do have amazing opportunities. What does it take to get into a position with Retriever Merchant Solutions? We're looking for people that have positive attitude. They are ready to make a commitment. There's no secret formula. You have to go to work, go to work, go to work. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Work from 9 to 5 with a positive attitude and you will have success. It doesn't matter if you've had sales experience or you had a bunch of sales experience. Today is the beginning of the rest of your amazing life. We have so many people nationwide that are achieving their dreams. You can too. So if you'd like to take advantage of this opportunity and you're looking for an opportunity rather than a job, you reach out to me at 904-434-4635. We will train you. Success breeds success. We will train you to be successful. 904-434-4635. Have a great day.
All right, so what I want to talk about now, which we're getting close to the end here, what I want to talk about now with you guys is gateways, okay? You guys have you guys went through all of the what I call hard products that we offer with Mandy in some depth. I want to touch back on the gateways we offer and the benefits of a gateway. And the reason why is because it's the most overlooked, I guess, product and service that we offer in credit card processing. And quite frankly, our largest 10 or 15 customers are gateway customers, okay? So when I talk about gateway, there's basically two main functions of a gateway that you're gonna run into. Number one is a gateway. What it is a secure processing site that people can use on the back end of what I call a shopping cart, what a shopping cart is. So when you go on a website and you click checkout, when you're buying something, and it kicks you to a screen that requires all of your information, the credit card data, all of that stuff, that's not going to the merchant. That's going to a secure gateway. When the transaction's authorized, that merchant is getting your phone number, address, and the last 4 digits of the card just as an identifier or token for the transaction, okay? But we have a gateway, we have a bunch of gateways, authorized.net, NMI, all the gateways First Data has, Vantiv virtual, VTTP, virtual terminal, and very soon we'll have Transacts. All of these gateways can be used for anybody who has a website. So, the biggest mistake reps make, they walk in, they want to get the lease, they want to get the lease, they want to get the deal, they write the deal, they walk out. Well, 80% of retailers in the US today have an online store. I guarantee we don't write 10% of those because our reps write the deal, they get the lease, they write the retail business, they walk out. The merchant always considers the website, the web designer's project, and they're probably paying 4 or 5% using PayPal or QuickBooks or whatever, or authorized.net on the back end. And the reality is our gateway is extremely inexpensive. I mean, the NMI gateway is $5 a month and a nickel a transaction, okay? And we can get them set up and get the back end set up. So when you're with a merchant, you know, if you're smart, when you write retail business, you should really be picking up 2 accounts every single time, okay? You should be getting their retail business as well as their online business. The other place it's extremely important to understand where gateways fit in is in reoccurring billing, right? So your gyms, your property management places, buy here, pay here's, manufacturing companies, places like the biggest merchant I ever wrote is a candy manufacturer, okay? The candy manufacturer was doing no credit cards when we set them up. They now do about 7 to 8 million a month. And the way we set them up was all they did was manufacture candy. It's called Albany's, okay? All they do is manufacture candies and sell them in grocery stores. They also allow small retailers to put their logo on them and sell them as their candy. So they sell candy all over the world, mostly in the US, but all over the world. And what they were doing at the time was doing, you know, 30, 60, 90-day billing cycles for their customers. So I went in there and I said, hey, can I speak to your accounting people? And they brought them out. The woman walked out and I said, hey, I have a concept. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I have a concept to sell you on. After I said, I'm not going to sell you anything. And I said, I just want to explain to you that I have something that can get your accounts receivable down to pay at least 25% of them in the first year, probably 50% of them to COD. She said, that's impossible. Our customers aren't going to do COD. I said, no, it's not as simple as that. What we'll do is we'll set you up to store credit card information so that you can deliver products and deliver the products, and as soon as your driver gets back with a signed invoice, you can bill the customer. So what we did was we just set them up like that. So they called each merchant or each customer of theirs, offered them some type of little incentive to take credit cards. a lot of their customers now, they told me they're running almost 50% of their customers pay with credit card because they still get to float the money for 30 days, but they're earning all these airline miles purchasing the candy.
Yeah, really.
And they're doing a ton of credit card processing. So the accounts receivable department, all you have to do is get in front of accounts receivable department in a manufacturing company, and they're gonna do it, unless it just, you know, is totally not feasible for them. So that's another way to sell the gateway and, you know,
Is there
make money.
a residual on that gateway?
That's the whole point of it. The residual on the gateway is the
There is no
same as the
funny.
residual.
It's just-
Yeah, there's just, the reason why everybody overlooks it is because it is only residual. But if you have merchants, if you can pick up extra residual, pick up the extra residual. The other thing you're doing is you're picking up more merchant IDs, which means you make more bonuses, you get more money.
Now, when you converted them over, their revenue went up too, because when you use credit cards, they spend more. People will spend more.
Typically they do. I mean, they're a little different in the sense that they're ordering kind of supply and demand of their customers, so. But they've grown as a company significantly, so it's gone up.
Yeah, but their working capital is a lot easier now when it's not 90 days, so,
Oh, they love it.
yeah.
They love it because, you know, anybody who's 60, going 60, 90 days, they'll tell you that's their biggest,
Failure.
yeah, that's the whole goal of an accounts receivable department is to get
30 days.
yeah, get it less than 30 days, so you're doing it for them. And, you know, there's just a lot of those businesses, like I have a number of gyms in Chicagoland, these big gymnastics academies that do $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a month. Well, they're reoccurring billing, right? They get set up, we're billing them monthly, quarterly, whatever, they can set it up however they want, weekly. Here's the thing, once they get set up with you, they're never canceling, because in order to cancel or to switch,
Doesn't change.
they have to go and call all those people and get the card data, because that card data, remember, is not accessible to the merchant.
Yes, you can't copy and keep it.
You can't, they're not getting that information. So once they're with you, they're really never leaving, because, you know, I'm as guilty as anybody. I have a gym membership that I go sometimes 4 months without ever entering the gym, and I just keep paying it. They're never gonna want to call me and say, hey, I need to get your card information again, because it's gonna alert me to the fact that
I'm paying for something.
that I'm not using it, and I should just cancel, right? So it's awesome. So you gotta keep in mind when you're out selling that the gateway is a great tool.
So
We
what,
use that a lot in Branson. I
Yeah,
had a merchant in Branson that is on the gateway.
yeah,
She did 25 million a month.
yeah, that's awesome.
I really play cash discount on a florist the other day, and she gets a lot of orders up through her website. Now, she has that Teleflora, yeah, so can't touch it.
Nope.
No. So what happens?
I asked yesterday too. I was asking yesterday.
You just keep asking people. Maybe you
Nobody
get
knows, yes, I don't
maybe you
know.
get the answer you want. But yeah, no, you
So
can't.
they had their own thing going on Teleflora.
Yeah, so what happens is you're gonna run into this a lot when you have companies that have very specific, industry-specific software. Generally speaking, you're not gonna be able to switch to credit card processing. It's just the reality of the business that we're in. However, with POS systems, that's different. Somebody just has like an Aldelo or a PosiTouch or something like that, you can switch the processing pretty easily.
Well, I ended up writing her up, but she's just gonna do it on the,
On the retail side, and her,
yeah, and on the the way that she has her website, they just leave the information there, and then she gathers it and.
inputs it in.
Yes.
Well, with cash discounting now, because I just thought of something that would help me sell that person who's using a POS system devoted to the tool business or flower business, literally say, hey, what you're spending in all that extra money, keeping that online stuff going, let me save you money on this by getting you cash discounting so you can cover your cost of your merchants, or you paying for that
Sure.
service, because they're paying out the nose for it.
Yeah,
It's not one of those companies that's got a POS or something like that, that they're not paying exclusively because that guy
Yeah.
knows he's got them by the nose.
right, like Telefloro's typically 4.5%.
When you're writing up an e-commerce, an online application, it's the same guidelines
Same guidelines, the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna check, if you guys wanna flip to page 3 of your application, in the middle right-hand side, on page 3, you're gonna see internet service. You're gonna check that box, you're gonna put 1, and then you're gonna put your $5 and your nickel in there. And then your rest of your pricing is all the same. And you can inflate that and make a rev share out of it if you want, but it's $5 and 5 cents. That's what it costs.
I heard gyms like to do that mind body.
Yeah, well, there's MindBody. Gyms have a bunch of different ones, but a lot of them, it's the smaller ones and the more independent gyms is what you're gonna be going after now, because it's a little different than what I was selling 5 years ago, where there's not so many chains, but the Gateway is great because they don't get solicited for Gateway, right? Because there's no hardware sale. But the reality is, besides missing some of the upfront money, they're just as valuable or more valuable than any other merchant. So, and my point is I'm not saying go target Gateway only, but my point is every time you're with a merchant, you should ask them, hey, you guys sell anything online? Or do you have any use for reoccurring billing? And if they say yes, sell the account, because you're already selling the retail account. Plus, you could use, maybe you don't have enough savings in the retail side to get the business, but maybe when you combine the two, you do, right? So, otherwise, it's 1:35. Rich wanted me to get done by 1:45, 2 o'clock. What do you guys, I always do this at the end of everything. What are you wondering? We can do like a 10, 15-minute Q&A where I can just answer questions for you.
What you just went over, you said, show them the savings if you bundle the two services.
Yep. Yeah, I'll explain what I'm talking about. So let's say they do $16,000 in retail business, right? And you're saving them, they have pretty good rates. They don't want to do cash discounting, you're going to save them $45. Yeah, merchant doesn't want to leave for $500 a year. You ask them about their Gateway business, they do another $7,000 on there, but they're getting ripped off, right?
How do you find out what their fee, what their interest rate is on the?
Gateway, same as their regular credit card processing. Just ask them. They're going to get charged. I mean, they're getting charged the same way.
They have will they have a separate statement?
Oh yeah. They'll always have a separate statement because you have to set up, the way credit card processing works is you have to set up 2 merchant ID numbers, one for e-commerce and one for retail. So they could potentially be on the same bill, but most often they're not. And if they are on the same bill, they have to at least be separated, by retail and Gateway.
Virtual terminal would be on the same, usually like if you have a virtual terminal and e-commerce, they could probably be on the same bid or no?
Not usually, no.
Are statements easy to read?
No. Depends on which company.
No, I mean, all you need to be able to find though is what they processed and what
The fees.
the fees were. They're made for merchants to read them, so if you get 4 or 5 of them, you should be able to read them.
Okay.